In communities where everyone looks the same, it can be difficult to form a nuanced and empathetic view of those who are different. Virtual reality can be an exciting solution to this issue. Join Dr. Vivian H. Chen, a professor at the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information, and Dominic Koek, a PhD student at Singapore's Nanyang's Technological University, as they discuss a VR simulation specifically designed for the player to encounter diversity in the digital world. Please welcome them.
Hi everyone, welcome to the presentation. My name is Vivian Chen. I'm an associate professor from the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information in Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. We have a research lab where we design and test the effectiveness of virtual environments for social change. Together with my PhD student Dominic today, we'll be sharing with you a VR environment that we designed to look at how the appearances of virtual avatars can influence people's feelings towards different racial groups. Virtual reality presents us with lots of opportunities for social change, as it allows us to simulate realistic social interactions between people of different identities. Some academic studies have shown that immersive virtual environments can help improve people's perceptions of racially and ethnically different others. We therefore decided to utilize a VR simulation for this purpose. Some research studies suggest that people tend to be more accountable for their online behaviors when their online persona or avatars resemble their actual selves. This is because people may feel that others are able to identify them with their avatars resembling their actual selves. This increased sense of accountability may encourage prosocial behaviors. Based on this, we decided to manipulate the face of virtual reality avatars to look like the users. In the VR simulation, we test out how embodying a VR avatar that looks similar to one's actual face can have an impact on how they feel about the people of different race and ethnicities. So before users came into the lab for the study, we asked them to fill out a survey questionnaire that measured their perceived psychological closeness with someone of a different racial identity. When participants entered the lab, this is what happened. We took a photo of them, made some adjustments to the lighting in the photo, and used the photo to map it onto the VR avatars they will embody later on. Once the photo is mapped onto the avatar, participants wore Oculus Quest headset to enter the virtual environment. We first positioned them in a preparation room to get them to familiarize with their avatars, move virtual objects, and inform them about their role of a restaurant employee. And next is the video for this particular scenario.
You are one of the staff members at Burgers & Company, a local restaurant. Take a few seconds to look around and familiarize your surroundings. Now, try moving these objects in front of the mirror to the storage shelf. Next, pick up the tablet by the mirror. Practice taking the order written on the board. Now, you're ready to begin your shift. Move towards the door and click on Exit Storeroom with your index finger trigger.
We designed positive interactions between the users and a character of a different racial identity to increase psychological closeness with the avatar. They're in the form of dialogues with a racial different customer in the restaurant. The dialogues are in text instead of voice because we want to avoid potential biases that users might have due to the accent of the customer avatar. Please pay attention to the text boxes in the video.
It's time to start your shift and serve new customers for today's lunch crowd. As a star employee, you pride yourself on your customer service. It is important that you look customers in the eye when you serve them and pay close attention to what they say to you. A new customer has just arrived. Pick up the order tablet in front of you to get started. Input the customer's order by using the tablet on your left hand.
As we come towards the end of the simulation, we included 2 behavioral measures to find out more about how users felt about the customers that they interacted with and what they would do with the wallet that the customer accidentally left behind as a way to measure their pro-social tendencies.
It looks like the customer left something behind. It might be something important. The customer left behind their wallet. What will you do?
And with that, that's the end of the VR simulation. And at the end of the experiment, we actually got the participants to fill in a survey questionnaire, which measured how much they were able to recognize themselves in the virtual environment and also their perceived closeness towards people of a different racial identity. In total, we had 91 participants, and among these 91 participants, more than half of them, slightly more than half of them, about 54 of our participants actually used and they were allocated an avatar that had their own faces mapped onto it. And the other half of the participants were assigned an avatar with default non-customized features. And this was done to allow us to compare the results to see how the experiment actually turned out. And based on the results that we have, we actually found that for participants who did embody an avatar that mapped on their own faces, they actually felt that people were able to identify them more than those who were controlling or those who were embodying an avatar that did not have their own faces mapped onto it. And what we also found was that there was a positive change in terms of their perceived closeness towards people of a different racial group among those who controlled an avatar that had their own faces on it. In terms of the behavioral measures, this is what we found. We found that approximately 82% of our participants did provide a very good rating. So it was a 5 out of 5 star rating for the customer. And about 4 out of 5 participants actually chose to help the customer who actually left the wallet behind accidentally. They did shout the customer's name and they did run out to return the wallet to the customer. So overall, what do we actually learn based on this simulation and based on this experiment? The results here are rather encouraging in terms of showing how embodying an avatar that actually look like ourselves can actually prompt us to feel more accountable for our actions in an online environment. And this may help us to improve our intergroup perceptions, to feel psychologically closer to someone of a different racial group, and also, based on the results that we have found, also encourage people to be more willing to help someone else in a virtual environment. And with that, that's the end of our presentation. And if you have any questions about our study or our VR environment, please feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to chat with you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the festival.